Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's been a minute, and by a minute, I mean 3 weeks. But we are back with the full crew, ready to conquer or partially conquer the end of this campaign. Welcome. This is Comic Community Plays D&D or whatever we call it. Pickles is very hopeful that we're finishing tonight. I mean, I can skip over some stuff and we can run the end.
I thought we were more than one session from finish.
Let's be honest. I've got 9 hit points left. I could definitely end tonight.
I'm half dead. So.
You have 9 hit points left.
Correct.
Yeah, you got knocked unconscious at the end of last week's episode, and
that's right.
That's right. Doc woke him up, right?
Revived him, but yeah, he's at 9.
I do not remember what we were doing at the end of the last episode.
I was getting my ass kicked.
So I will try to recap a bit. You've entered the tower, the large tower in the middle of this area you've been in for quite a few weeks. You found your way up through a trapdoor in the ceiling to a room that had a ice-covered dome over where you were standing. I believe you dislodged the crystal to collapse the dome, right?
Yeah.
And then you fought a couple of
swords, really nasty swords.
Living weapons, little swords that were fighting by themselves, correct?
Yeah.
Does that sound all right?
That sounds right, but I didn't remember anybody getting hit that hard.
Oh yeah, they were doing like 20-something points a hit.
Okay.
So we ended with you in that room, and I'll read the description of the room again, just so you can reacquaint yourself. But otherwise, that is, I believe, pretty much the long and the short of where we were, unless anyone has any questions. All right, I'm sure some will come up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so some of this will not apply because of what you've done so far, but I'm just going to read it verbatim anyway. You ascend into an oval hall glittering with frost. Carvings decorate the walls, and long icicles hang from the ceiling. A 10-foot radius dome of translucent ice encloses the area around the shaft from which you emerge, which is what you took down already. Far into the hall, 2 blade-shaped patches of pitch darkness hover over the air on either side of a double door, which were the living weapons. Glowing green crystal, roughly the size of a human fist, is set into the archway above. So basically, you have the choice of going back down or going towards these double doors.
And we already fought the 2 black shapes, so it's just the double doors.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, you can explore the room, but as far
Is
as
there anything else in the room?
not that you can see, it's just a big empty room.
So there's a
Explore the
trapdoor.
space.
There's a
The trapdoor in the floor, which you came from, is below.
Is it
We
closed?
came up through the trapdoor.
Right.
I don't know. Did you close it when you came through it?
I did now.
Okay. Then yes, it is closed.
Okay. And there's double doors. And
There's double doors to the south.
So can we rest?
That's up. You can
Alec always
rest.
says you can do anything.
That's right. You
But
can
he's
do
not
anything.
promising
That
what's
doesn't
gonna
mean
happen.
Not without consequences.
True. You got to roll and everything for that happens. But as a team, can we rest?
I'm totally fine with taking a short rest to get your guys' hit points back. I think that'd be
See how
best
much
one right now.
I don't know that I'll get much back with a short
Or you can
rest.
roll.
My hit dice, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to try to take a short rest in this room? Is that what you want to do, Tony?
Yeah. I'm half dead and I don't know what's going to happen. He's down a 9 and he's Mr. Fireball. And I don't know if you guys need any spells back or anything like that.
Well, I wouldn't get them on a short rest, and I think that's all we really should take right now.
I
could
would
be
get my
convinced
spells back
otherwise.
on the short rest, but I haven't used any of those. So I've been trying to save them, not thinking we would get one. But I mean, I could certainly try to get back up to full. I'm down just a little bit. I don't remember what my hit dice are. It's been a while since we've done the short rest.
Whatever you're rolling to level up with, same dice as your hit dice.
And it's equal to my level, right? Is how many you have?
Yeah, so I'm 1 die 6 times 9.
Okay. If you use them all. Okay. I'm going to do. So, all right. Well, then, yeah, I'm up for trying to take a short rest.
Yeah, let's take a shot. I'm all for it.
Okay. Well, roll your hit dice to the extent you wish to roll your hit dice.
I'll roll 2. Well, that was crappy, but that's okay. Gets me close.
Okay.
Not quite full out, but close.
Close.
Radio quantum physics over there, John.
Well, I'm reading about arcane recovery because it allows me to get some spell slots back. But I was trying to do the math of I think I got 1 3rd level and 1 2nd level back.
Well, not too bad.
No, not too bad. I'm gonna start rolling. Do you want me to mute, mute myself?
No, that's fine.
I might need Eesh. 25. That was not good.
Better than 9.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Look,
right? That's something, I guess. I'm still looking bloody. Just FYI.
so
If we got through the short rest without being interrupted, I should say.
Yeah, I'll gift you a short rest if you would try to take a long rest in this room at the very least. Wouldn't have been so friendly, but I'm not going to begrudge you a short rest.
Let's get another one. No kidding.
You don't have to sleep. I did use my hit dice. Another short rest doesn't do anything for you.
I know.
John, add
I didn't-
another 12 to your hit points.
Thank you.
And then,
Oh wait, I have. Hold on.
Oh, wait,
I used a
sorry.
spell slot.
I did the wrong one. That would actually be 12 for everybody
Okay.
Oh,
because I could do prayer healing.
So what happens if you go over? Do you
You don't.
no, you don't. You just go up to the max.
Okay.
That gets me within 1 of my max. Thank you, sir. So, you could have given me 1 more, Doc. Come on.
Go ahead and hit you up for another 10, Doc.
1 die 8.
Not Doc, but Dill.
Still,
You're Doc.
Yep.
He's still rolling dice. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what to know.
I'm allowed to do cure wounds once a day without losing a spell slot. So I'm going to use that on my.
And I
Well-
hit you up for another 10.
So he got you for 22, and then whatever you just rolled.
So I already did the 12. You said another 10, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking a lot better, gang. Looking a lot better. Not quite the living dead.
What about you, Tickles? You?
I'm not used to having that spell, so I got.
I maxed.
Oh, you're maxed out. Okay.
So that's why I asked if I could bank a little bit.
oh, that's right. You did. I did not max out.
I'm pretty
one
close. I'm
short,
pretty
one
close
short.
to max. I'm reasonably close to max.
Okay.
So where do we want to go, gents? Are we? I'm assuming
Uh,
doing the double
There's
doors.
one door. We're gonna go open the
I mean,
door.
we can go back down to that party and downstairs, and
I don't think that gets us. Well, I guess how many more sessions do you want to play this campaign?
right.
That's up to you guys.
Stretch it out. Stretch it out.
Right. So there's nothing in this room other than a door.
Yes.
I mean, he read a description of the room, but you know,
Right.
yeah, sure.
This is how I think. I'm sorry. So, can we go up?
I'm just getting prepared to be your DM here.
Good luck.
Trying to decide how sarcastic to be.
Good luck, man.
You've been coddled up to now, Tony. Get ready.
That's right. Fuck you, people. Okay.
All right. So I go
yes, let's
listen.
go and listen at the door. Yes, exactly.
Yes, listen at the door.
Look at the door. Listen.
Perception check.
Perception check at the door. We're starting off good. That's a 1 with my +6, so a 7.
No, it's still
It's
a
a
1.
1.
A 1 is still a 1.
1 is
I
always
know
a
that because I hit him all the time. Can I perceive?
Hold on, wait. Wait,
I
is
don't
there
even
any
realize
negative?
that I'm actually
Oh,
at
yeah.
Is there anything negative?
Yeah, you put your ear up to the door, and it's quite cold because this room is made of ice, and you since you have large bunny ears, it makes you jump back in shock.
Can I?
I got a 25 on perception.
I was gonna say I'll do mine.
25.
Yeah, crit.
Um,
the opposite.
yeah. So
I got 21. Not a crit.
you guys listen and are quite sure you do not hear anything through this door.
Okay. Open the door.
I'll open the door since I don't get affected by cold.
Well, okay. Yeah, you swing the door open, and this is what you see looking through the door. Lining the far wall of this hall are 8 doors, each marked with a different arcane symbol. On the wall above them is etched an inscription in Draconic.
So 8 doors with a symbol.
Not counting the one we came through.
These are correct. 8 doors across from where you're standing.
Across or in front of us.
Yes.
Does this match like the schools of magic symbols we've been seeing?
Roll an intelligence arcana check, please.
I mean, I read it. Oh.
I got it.
I can tell you what the inscription says, but
Well, yeah, somebody can read that. But I was just
I got 25, and that was not a crit.
yes, you recognize them as the symbols that represent the 8 schools of magic.
Okay, and what does the thing read? One of you that speaks Draconic.
It reads, "Speak thy master's name and enter."
Speak thy master's name.
We wouldn't happen to know. Which is like Hogwarts, right? So we have I'm assuming the masters of each 8 things of magic.
Yes, you. At one point, you did hear their names. I don't know if anyone wrote them down, but if no one wrote them down, I will have Professor Scant help you, but I won't tell you.
I think I wrote them down somewhere. How long ago was that?
Oh, I don't remember.
I may have to. It may be easier to have Professor Scant help us because I don't remember where that is during all these notes. I know I wrote that down. Was that when we were in the? I can't even think what that place is now.
You would have found out in the museum.
Okay, in the museum. Does anybody remember what episode that was?
No, but it's been a few ago.
Week 235.
Yeah, that was like the domed building.
With the blood thing.
Was that with the penguin?
No, that was, or was that with the blood thing? Journal of Thaffius. I'm not seeing it.
Actually, I'm not convinced that you did this part of this.
Okay.
But I'm not going to make you go back and do it.
Yeah, I can't find it. So, Professor Scant.
I don't see anything in my notes either.
So we're looking for the masters of each of the 8 disciplines.
Yeah, I'll do this. I'll tell you their names, but not which school of magic they're associated with.
Sweet.
Okay,
Is that fair?
that's fair.
First one is Taruth, Taruth.
Taruth.
Damorith, Damorith.
Banorth.
Appius, Apius.
F. Is that what you said? APIUF?
S Sierra. S in
S.
Sierra.
Okay.
Ivira, Ivira.
Ivira.
I feel like I've written these down before.
Ivira.
You feel like you have?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I couldn't find them. So
Zadulus.
how do you spell that one?
You're gonna spell that one, right?
Zadulus.
Would not have gotten that one.
That one seems less familiar.
You gotta say all these things the next time when you're a DM, huh?
Ajamar. Ajamar.
AJANAR.
M-A-R.
MAR.
Cadavix. Cadavix.
Some of these sound like medications.
Condition worsened.
That rash you got.
And
Not take if you're allergic to caliber.
Metalra. Metaltra.
METALTRA.
Do them in alphabetical order. Gordon.
And then, just to remind you, the schools of magic in no particular order, which those were also in no particular order. Conjurer, necromancer, diviner, illusionist, abjurer, evoker, enchanter, and transmuter.
Invoker.
So it's high abjurer, such and such, etc.
Computer. Conjurer, necromancer, diviner. What were the next two? I missed the middle two.
I don't remember which.
Illusionist, abjurer.
Invoker, enchanter. What was the one before? Invoker?
Evoker, illusionist, abjurer, transmuter,
Abjurer. Okay.
enchanter.
Invoker, enchanter, transmuter. Okay.
What was the next to last name of person's name?
Cadavix?
Wasn't he the one that was buried? We found the skeleton of.
I mean, it sounds like cadaver, so I'm not going to say no.
Well, that could be a necromancer.
It's giving me the vibes, but I mean, I don't know if my character would necessarily know
Elvira.
English language.
Okay. Yeah, I knew maybe I didn't have the full list, but Elvira was the lady that we found with the crown that like destroyed memories. So that was her. You remember like the elder woman sitting on the throne with the crown?
Mm-hmm.
Took your mind. I am Elvira. That was her. The who's the guy that the Rathalet? That's a different person.
One of them has metal in their name, and that sounds like transmutation a little bit.
Journal of Thaphius. That's not one of those people. That's the only one I'm immediately remembering the name for. I'm not finding the guy. Did I not write down the name of the guy that we tried to unbury?
I can tell you in a second what it is if I can find it.
Not that it necessarily matters because I don't remember what kind of magic he was necessarily using, but he was like bringing those those things
alive. So
yeah.
I was guessing that he'd be conjuration, but I don't know.
Probably.
And I don't know if that
that was Catavix.
Catavix? Okay.
Yeah, under the rubble.
Under the rubble.
With the hands trying to unbury him.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Elvira was the lady with the crown. I'm not seeing any of the other names in my notes.
I guess I'll go over and stand in front of the conjuration door and say Catavec's name.
Before you do that,
Okay.
when you walk through the double doors into this chamber, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
All of us? Or just whoever goes first?
Whoever is walking in first.
22.
Wouldn't that have been me?
Well, Doc said he was walking up to one of the doors.
Yeah,
so-
Doc said
I see.
You
Gotcha.
just opened it.
I just opened it. Okay. I tried.
Okay.
22.
Who's going in next?
Does he notice anything or feel anything? Or?
No.
Okay. Then I guess Tickles would probably go.
probably
next.
Tickles would be second, yeah.
Okay.
Since he was opening the door with him. And then I'm pretty sure Dild would be last. So, yeah. The Tickles and me, then Dild.
That'd be a 16.
Okay. When you take a step through this door, you feel like you're being restrained and that your flesh is starting to harden.
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
Do
I
we-
tell, I tell,
Do
I,
you
guess,
say anything?
I let you guys know. Hey, I'm getting a woody right now.
But not in a good way.
Getting a little stiffy. I'm getting a little stiffy here.
Oh,
Do I see anything going on with him?
I don't know. Do you turn around to look at him?
Yeah, if he says that, I will.
I was right behind him, so what do I see? Yeah.
You you don't see anything as of yet other than him just totally freeze in his tracks.
Question: was that considered a saving throw?
Yes, that was a saving throw.
Okay. Constitution is a +7, not a +2.
So
at the
then
top. So my plus, it's a +7, so I add 5 to that.
So then yes, that would have saved. So forget everything I just said.
All right.
And
So
I
the
guess
first
great.
to walk through without any trouble. So that's going to be me then.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. That is a dirty 20.
Okay.
Dild's turn.
Well, doesn't Valin probably go ahead of me?
Sure. Yeah. Valin walks through with seemingly no problem.
So, all right. I got a 17.
Okay, well, you didn't have to roll because it only triggered 3 times. So,
Ah.
so yeah, you guys avoided that one, which was a spell called Flesh to Stone, which would have petrified you.
Oh,
You guys want to see my paper because it's right there. I'll show you.
No, I
yeah,
believe
I don't
you.
think because I was already looking. 'Cause still
I
had
believe
a-
that all of these years later, you still don't know what a saving throw is.
I don't. And then I look underneath there. It says plus. I get a +1 on saves too, so that's a +8. I just saw that now, but I didn't give it to you. I said just the number that was in the circle right there. I love this friggin'.
Good luck, John.
I know.
Best of luck in your future endeavors.
We just need to get him something that just punches.
Okay.
Oh wait, we did that. We got him a barbarian.
Wait till I
So
get the
you
sheet.
are in the room, and Doc, what do you want to do?
Now I forgot which door I was.
Was it conjuring?
Conjurer, and you were going to say Catavex's name.
Yeah.
Conjurer.
Yeah, that describes me.
Yes, conjuration.
Okay, so as you approach the door for conjuration, it swings open before you say anything, and you see nothing but pure darkness on the other side of the door.
Okay.
But the thing above still said, "Speak thy master's name and enter." So I think you still want to try to speak the guy's name and see if that changes anything.
If I speak his name, then it may not even change. But if I go through the door, it'll send me somewhere. If the answer is right, it's probably one place, and if it's wrong, it's another. If I move in front of another door, does it do the same thing?
What's that?
If I move in front of another door, does it do the same thing? Like door opens, blackness?
Which door are you moving in front of?
Just the one right next to it.
Diviner, yes.
Okay.
Same thing happens. So
I'll
as you
go
walk
back.
away from the other one, it closes. You walk up to this next one, it opens, and it's just dark.
I approach Enchanter and just see if this is what it's doing.
Yep.
Okay.
If Doc is still in front of his door, it is also open. But when you walk in front of this door, the Enchanter door, it opens and you see darkness on the other side.
Okay.
Okay.
And we don't know anything about any of these people. We don't remember. Okay.
I was just, willing to take some damage, but if it's going to transport me to who knows where.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is who knows where we're going to end up. All right. So we got Catavex was using the hand, which I think the Conjurer makes sense.
But he was.
Ira had that crown thing where she lost her memory. So did she do anything that would give us a clue there?
What would happen? All right. So we opened 2 doors, and all we see is darkness.
We've opened 3 doors at this point, or we've had 3 doors open for us, and all we've seen is darkness. Yes.
What? Do we have to walk through the doors?
You have to say
That's
a
what it said,
name
to say the name and walk through the door.
and say the name and walk.
Oh, you have to walk through the door.
Well, you don't have to do anything, but they're the only way you can see
Instructions.
to move forward.
So we can
from the
continue to
group.
move forward.
I was going to say, why don't we just open all the doors saying the same name?
But until you walk, well, you can. We haven't tried.
We don't know what it's
going
gonna
to
do.
yet, have you?
No,
Now, I'll go back in front of the conjuration and say Caladex or whatever it is.
Catavix.
Okay.
Catavex.
I mean, you got 8 doors. If we all
It's
say
a blood.
the name,
It's a blood pressure medication.
If we all say the same name in front of each door, they all. So it has some. There's got to be 7. I assume
we have to see
7
what's
bad
going to happen
and
when
1
you say a
good.
name. Hang on, Tony. Let him see what happens when he says the name.
Instead of summoning 4 bad mistakes at the same time, maybe we just try 1 at a time.
Always rolling high.
Okay. So you don't see this happen, but you say the name and then you get hit with a flame that is hurled at you, and it does 11 fire damage.
So that was the wrong name.
That was the wrong name.
I can live
I
with
mean, we'll assume that that's the wrong. That's what happens when you're wrong.
I mean, I'd rather have that happen than just a doorway that stays black and we don't know if it did anything until we step through and then we're gone.
All right. So Catavex.
Do you close that door, or do you?
Yeah,
Stay
I'll step back.
Well, we could just stand here and get pummeled. Let's see. Is there a way to figure this out?
Well, I would say the logical thing would be to say, to Tony's credit, the same name at a different door.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but
unless we are fairly certain of a name.
Process of elimination of just saying the same name at all 8 doors.
No, I mean, I don't know that that's necessarily.
Destroyed.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
So we should probably try to figure out a strategy for what we think these names are, like which they go with. Is all I'm saying before we start saying names.
I'm saying we make logical guesses with a given name.
Okay.
Sorry, Alec was trying to say something. Sorry, what's his name? Sir Cadigan, whatever. Our little ghostly.
Professor Scant.
Yeah, Professor Scant was trying to say something.
Oh. No, I was just going to say that, like, yes, there is a logic to figuring this out.
Yeah.
You don't have to just randomly guess.
What I'm trying to. So we had Turus.
For me, Catavex sounds like a necromancer. It's got that cadaver kind of name.
Well, and he was dead.
Yes. So for me, it feels like the logical thing would be to try that one in front of that other door.
In front of the necromancer door? All right.
Yeah.
That makes
Do we know which one's the necromancer door?
They've all got a symbol above each door.
My daughter was
know
here.
what the doors
missed
are.
that.
We know which door is which. I'm down with that. That makes sense. Catavax.
Is somebody feeling brave enough to do it?
I'll do it. I'll stand in front of the door and say, Catavax!
For the necromancer door.
Yes.
Okay. You are able to step into this room.
Sweet.
Does he disappear to the rest of us, or do we now see what's on the other side before we step through?
No, it is pure magical darkness. No one can see, including him.
When Tony steps through, what is he? I guess if he goes through, all of us are probably waiting to see if he comes back. What does he see, I suppose?
What do I see then?
You ever watch American Gladiators?
Yes.
At the end of the Eliminator, when you had the thing where you had to bust through a door and there might be a gladiator at the back of it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, except when he goes through it, there's still a barrier there. So he walks through and gets to the other side, but none of you can see where he goes.
So we don't know what happened.
And he can't turn around and see a door. That's what I'm asking is, like, if after a certain amount of time,
he just sees magical darkness. So he can try to find his way back out of the door, but
do we all just see? That's my thing. Is like, does he go through as like an explorer, look around and try to come back, or are we just all going?
That's up to him. That's
turn off the sound so he knows what.
I would like to think that before he goes through, we would have talked about what we plan to do, but obviously we didn't. So
doesn't matter. Yeah.
I guess we all just go for it while he's exploring on the other side.
Well, my question is, does he know? If we can't hear, can you tell him what he sees, or does he not see anything?
No, I can. I mean, once he's through, the darkness does end at a point, and he will see something else.
Okay. So I'm just looking straight, right? I haven't done anything. I haven't. So I just stepped through into the darkness, right?
Yep.
Okay. And like we should have planned something beforehand, right?
Clearly.
Now, if I'm in the room, can somebody throw something at me like a rope?
We don't know to throw you something.
We don't know to throw you something. You just have to we either have to make the decision to follow you or you have to keep walking after you step into the thing. What would your character do if you're in the darkness?
No,
Or you could back up. You could try to back up.
I could.
You should decide what your character is going to do before we decide what the rest of us are going to do.
Well, first, I think this is cool.
You would do what?
I would, wow, this is cool, dude. Yeah. And I would walk, but I still I don't
Couldn't
know.
see anything.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything.
So, yeah,
But
if you stayed in the darkness,
I would probably, knowing me, I would just probably take another step forward.
Okay. You will come out of the darkness in a couple steps. Now, as to what you see, I don't know if you want to all mute yourselves except for Tickles, or what you want to do with the information.
I would probably think that if he's been gone for a little bit, that I would say the same and follow after him.
I think I would do
Good,
the same.
bad, or indifferent. I mean,
all right, we'll just all say the name and follow.
Okay.
I think it just
Make it
moves it
easier.
along.
So we
Yeah.
don't have to keep splitting this up, and we all
Yeah.
share the same fate.
Yeah, so you each say the name Catavex in front of the necromancer door and walk through the darkness. And humorously, I didn't ever say anything about there being no sound traveling through the door. So he could have just talked to you.
All right.
Oh, now we know.
Well, I mean, wouldn't we have heard him say, "Oh, cool,"
Dude.
because he did say he said that.
I mean, it's
Oh,
tickled,
yeah.
so who knows what he would have told us.
Okay, so as you each exit this area of magical darkness, you see a vortex of glowing stars hangs in the air inside this chamber, slowly rotating on its axis. As the constellations move, they cast radiant starlight across the walls. 8 high-backed chairs, each bearing a different arcane symbol, face this starry miasma. So there is a little bit of additional information for you. So in the middle of this large chamber is this starry
Miasma.
miasma. There's the 8 chairs, and then on the far right and far left of the room, there are passageways into antechambers, and about 30 feet behind these thrones or chairs or whatever they are, there is a set of double doors.
And the chairs are empty, you said, but they each have
Do they have
Like
They
a
have
marking?
different arcane symbol.
yeah.
Like the schools of magic or different, like that we
Yes,
just looked
like the
at, or
schools of
something
magic.
else.
Can we go to the front of the chairs and look at them?
Certainly.
You can do anything.
I like to go front. First, I say, hey, next time, maybe we should tie some strings to each other because I was getting a little nervous.
You're the one that just said the name and walked in.
Well, that's me. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm the best, right? So I don't think I can do anything. So so we're behind. So when we get in, we're behind the chairs, right? We just see high back chairs.
The chairs. So if you are looking into the room, you see this starry field in the middle of the room. On the other side of the starry field, there are 8 chairs facing this starry field. So they are facing.
So they're facing us.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a pair of double doors behind the chairs, and then there's a door on each end of the chamber on the sides.
They're just passageways. There's not doors.
Oh, they're passageways. Okay,
But there's double doors over there,
straight.
over there.
straight south. Yeah.
And over there, and this door can't open.
Okay. So, do we know what this like starry field is? Do I have any idea what I'm looking at?
I don't mind doing an Arcana or something on it, or
Somebody should.
And somebody throw something on the floor, see if we can walk it.
history. I don't know. It feels more like Arcana to me.
Yeah, make a nature check.
Nature. All right. Here we
I
go.
guess. I don't know. I'm
Sure.
trying to see my pants here. How many
I
people
rolled,
are?
I rolled a 1. I'm not supernatural. It's just
I rolled an 18.
there you go.
Okay. Gray, you recognize many of these stars as constellations you would see in the night sky.
Okay.
Dild, apparently you've never looked at the sky before.
So,
Stuck my
Do
nose in
I-
books instead.
in my knowledge of the night sky, do I understand like is this like what I would see looking up from a specific area, or is this just like doesn't necessarily like tell me that?
So it's rotating in a way that I will tell you as a player, but you probably wouldn't realize as a player character
Right.
that it is basically rotating in a way that mimics the cycle of the sky over the course of a year.
Okay. So it's not like it's showing me the sky from one perspective. It's actually like moving in a way like you would see it throughout the year.
But there's definitely stuff. You do notice one thing though, and Dild, you actually kind of latch on to this, which is what maybe possibly why you don't really recognize anything else about this. Is amongst the stars you recognize, there is what you can only describe as a dark star in a position where you would not know that there was ever a star in the night sky.
Okay.
Don't know what to make of that, but all right.
All right. I'm gonna go up and check out these chairs.
Okay.
Do you want me to do like a perception and investigation? What do I do for that?
What are you trying to figure out?
I'm just trying to go up and look at them and see if there's anything, if they're just chairs, if there's something special about them, if there's something markings on them other than the symbols of the schools of magic, what I'm looking at here.
Okay.
So is that perception?
I guess.
Okay. Well, that was a 12.
I mean, you take a look at the chairs. You kind of do a spin around one a little bit. They're very finely made, but the only information that you can see on them is the school of magic that is carved.
Okay. And all 8 schools are there.
Correct.
So more than likely, if we'd entered any of the, this is Gray making a supposition. As he looks back, does it look like there's more than one door on the wall we came through? Does it look like all the doors would have led here?
Yes. Well, yes. I mean, you don't know for sure, but there are 8 paths.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. All right, so we don't have to hit every one. That's cool.
Okay. All right.
You walk through magical darkness, so there's no sure way to know that.
So there's the whole wall is like magical darkness, but it's enough that it looks like it might have all 8.
But there are 8 paths that lead into that magical darkness.
Okay. And nothing happens as I go over and look at these chairs. So we got double doors or we got hallways?
Ante room. Yeah, let's look in the ante rooms.
Wait a minute. Is there? We're looking at all these stars. Is there one star brighter than the other, or anything like that? Or we just
He said the opposite. He said there's this one like almost like a black hole, this one dark star space.
Okay, I apologize again. My daughter came down again, so I apologize. Okay, all right.
Don't blame other people.
Well, she keeps asking me. I have to go to my phone and try to do something for school, and that's another story. Anyways, okay.
All right, we're gonna go to the right antechamber or whatever from where we came in.
Okay.
What do I see?
To the right is gonna be that one. A 10-foot tall spindle of gray stone hovers upright and rotates slowly inside this circular chamber. All around it, the surfaces of the room's walls are cracked as though some terrible energy once coursed through them.
And that's it, just this rotating spindle of stone.
Yep.
Can I touch it?
That was coming.
You can do anything again.
I know you guys can always say no. I can always say no to you. But so okay, so there's a spindling stone.
10-foot tall spindle of stone rotating in the center of this room. And how big was this room?
It is about 20 feet in diameter. It's a round room.
Okay. Round room, spindle of stone circulating, and it looks like, looking at the walls, it looks like there used to be energy coming off of something that's damaged these walls. So if I step into the room, like, does anything happen?
I mean, nothing happens when you walk into the room.
Okay. All right. If I see Tickles like he's going to go touch it, I'm going to like walk out of the room.
Okay, I won't touch it. Can I get close? I'll walk into the room. Can I get close to the stone?
How close do you want to get to it?
Within 5. All right, so I'm going to get up to 5 feet in. 5 feet close to it.
You definitely feel like a hum of energy coming off of it, but nothing happens.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I understand what this is? What this is?
Sure.
That's an 11.
Yeah,
So I'm guessing I don't understand it.
I mean, I can
do.
try. Yeah. Okay. I got a dirty 20.
There you go.
You have no idea. This is like nothing you've seen before.
Okay.
Can I take a step closer to it?
You said there were markings on the wall that look like, is there anything, like any markings other than like these energy, like something energy burst into the wall? There's no other like markings or writing?
No, there's no like man-made markings.
Okay. And there's no markings on the pillar that we can see?
I mean, it's a stone.
Stone spindle.
So
sorry.
I mean, there's nothing like carved into it, but it's
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like somebody
got
carved symbols.
imperfections in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
No, I
not
was looking for like carved runes or
No,
some sort
but
of.
I mean, it is a natural stone. It's not like a polished stone or anything like that.
Okay. It's not blue or anything, is it?
It's not Charlatan.
No, it's not Charlatan. You would have recognized that. It is. It does have kind of like a soft blue purple glow to it.
Okay.
I want to touch it so bad.
Nobody's gonna tackle you.
No, but in theory, we're getting to the closest, so this could, This is
Well, why don't we look at the other antechamber and see
Yeah,
what's
let's
touch in
go
there?
to the other
buddy?
end.
All right, you call me back. You
Yeah.
call me
Let's
back.
go. Let's go look in this room. Maybe there's some fun toys in here, buddy.
Oh, okay, man. All right. I got you. I got you.
I mean, there's something there that we don't. There's something to the room. We just don't know what it is.
Right.
So, all right. Go to the other end of the room.
Okay. The walls of this roughly triangular room are filled with floor-to-ceiling bookshelves. Hundreds of books and scrolls were thrown free of their resting places when the city crashed and now cover the floor. Time and bitter cold have not been kind to them.
Can we search the? All right. So it's like a library.
So somebody needs with a high investigation to look see if there's anything useful in these books.
I could do this, but not with that roll. Well, 16. Not super high.
I got two.
I mean, I can roll investigation, but my investigation is +0. So
I'll roll two.
Okay, no, 16 is good enough. Build, you find a couple of things that seem to have survived. You find a scroll, which I will tell you about in a moment.
Okay.
And a brittle tome with a black 8-pointed star on the front cover.
No title though.
There's no title on the cover, no.
Okay. And the scroll, you said.
but 8-pointed star again indicates like the schools of magic. So, did you try to open the tome there, Dilb?
Patience, Padawan.
Just asking.
I'm going to learn about the scroll first.
Okay. Oh, you also find one other thing, but I'll tell you about that in a second. You read that it is a scroll of the comet, and it is a legendary item.
Ooh.
By using an action to read the scroll, you cause a comet to fall from the sky and crash into the ground at a point you can see with them up to 1 mile away from you. You must be outdoors when you use the scroll or nothing happens and the scroll is wasted. The comet creates a 50-foot deep, 500-foot radius crater on impact. A creature in that radius must make a DC 20 dexterity saving throw, taking 30 D10 force damage on a failed save throw or half as much damage on a successful one. All structures in the crater are destroyed, as are non-magical objects that aren't being worn or held.
Screw your fireball.
So let's find the Frostmaiden outside. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And,
Well, remember,
and
even outside
500
the
feet
tower-
away from us.
Yeah, and 500 feet away from us.
Even outside of this tower, you're still not outside. You're still in
Yeah.
You gotta like see
Yeah,
her
we're
up
still
on
in
a
a
hill.
cavern, even if
She's
we're,
about
yeah.
a quarter a mile that way. Okay, perfect. Boom. Okay.
You also locate a key.
A key.
All right. Anything unusual about it?
No, it appears to be just a key.
All right.
Right. So
I will try to examine the book to see if it looks like it has any. I don't know how a book would have a trap on it, but it's just.
Do you read Draconic?
I do.
Okay. Do you open the book?
I'm just examining it before I open it.
The only thing you notice about it from the outside, besides the
Star.
8-pointed star, is that it appears fairly brittle. So handling it a lot might be ill-advised.
Well, gents, this seems useful, but I don't know if I should open it.
No, it's not useful if you don't open it. So you might as well throw it down if you're not going to open it.
Just
Just be gentle.
Well, in the words of Samuel Jackson, hold on to your butts. All right, I will open the book gingerly.
Just below the page is open.
You start to flip through it, and one passage catches your eye. It says, Master Eriolothus opens the door to his study when 3 or more of his apprentices or those empowered by the goblet in the house of the arcane are seated correctly in the chamber of the ebon star.
That has to be the room with the 3 room with the room with the stars and the
Opens when 3 are seated at the
3 or more.
3 or more.
What 3 or more? What is it? 3 or more.
It says 3 or more of his apprentices or those empowered by the goblet in the house of the arcane. If you remember, you guys drank from some of you drank from a goblet that gave you a temporary.
Oh yeah.
Have any of you not used that ability?
I don't remember what we got from that.
Oh, that's the temporary thing.
I haven't used it, but I don't remember if it went off or not.
What did I get?
Am I going to regret not drinking of it at the time?
Oh, Lago Mind Spark or something.
I don't remember what I got from it though. There's the area of office. Magical projection. That was something different. What session was that? Dig back through here. I do remember I got something. I just don't remember what it was.
Is that the thing that only lasts for a few hours though?
Maybe.
Yeah, after 24 hours they vanish, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you haven't been here 24 hours yet. You haven't really taken many long rests.
Is that where I got the thing where I could cast Blade Ward for 24 hours?
Yep, that sounds right.
And I have not cast that yet.
I can't read my freaking handwriting.
That was session 40, if you're looking at notes.
You wrote down the session numbers?
I always write down the session.
Wrote down notes.
So that's the charm of the Abjurer. Is the
Nerd alert!
I don't remember this crap.
I'm totally joking.
Okay, I'm not taking any notes during the campaign.
That's
so
what I'm expecting.
Everything
See,
tells us is just gonna be gone.
now you're ready. Sorry, what was that, Alex? What did you say?
The charm of the Abjurer allows you to cast Blade Ward.
Charm of the Abjurer. Okay.
Something that was
So
absolutely useless to me. Not absolutely, but
I did not write down what anybody else got.
Yeah, I'm trying to decipher my handwriting here.
I thought my character refused.
I thought everybody did after we did it and we were fine, but maybe you did refuse. I can't remember.
Well, luckily, John, you are already a student of a guild of magic.
This is true.
Yeah, I don't remember what the rest of you got. So I'll help you. So you said Abjurer?
mine was
No, I don't remember. That's not it.
Dark Side or something like that. I can't
Didn't Tickles drink like more than once because he didn't like it, and then he got like
Something else?
or maybe that was something different.
That sounds like something you would do.
I think that was the fruit, though.
Yeah, that was in the tree.
That was the fruit. Okay.
Oh shit! We gotta replay friggin' that. What episode was that?
40.
20?
40.
40.
40.
I told you this. 40.
I know. I'm not. I was too. I can only focus on one thing at a time.
Only 8 sessions.
That was the thing you were focusing on. You were asking me. All right. So I'm assuming that means like the double, like we have to sit in the 8 chairs in the right of the 8 chairs in order for the double doors to open, potentially. Is that the way I'm reading that? Does that make sense based on what we just read?
It said when 3 or more apprentices sit in the chairs.
Yeah. All right, so I'm prepared to go sit in the Abjure chair and whatever. John, what was your school?
I'm honestly trying. Sorry, am I muted? I'm honestly trying to remember.
Isn't that your chair?
No, because the dang D&D Beyond only has one option. You can't choose any of the others. You can only choose the
Oh.
one. And you only get like at the level I'm at, I've only gotten one advantage that's not really functional. So I'm trying to remember. I've never used whatever it is.
Okay.
I'm just trying to
Because
remember.
you probably have to pay extra to get access to the other ones. Is probably
Yeah, exactly. So give me a second. I'm just trying to remember. Does anybody else know, like Doc or Tickles, which ones you were?
I'm going through episode 40 over here really quick.
Okay. Glad we're prepared. Yeah, I don't remember what you guys. I did not write down everyone's. I just wrote down mine. Sorry.
And I didn't see it in my notes.
What were the? Do you remember what the other options were? Maybe one of them will ring a bell. Like what people did.
In good faith to speed things up a bit, Valin chimes in and says, "Well, y'all know I'm a necromancer, right?"
Oh yeah, so there's two. We got two.
Yeah, if I could just remember, right?
I was just thinking if you could remember what the things you could have gotten, I could remember
Yeah.
what somebody got.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Belinda and I go sit in our chairs.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the idiot.
I think I'm evocation.
Poor Tony.
3, that should.
Tony,
Yeah,
are you
I'll
trying
sit.
to
I'll
walk
sit.
down?
I'm evocation.
you
I'll
get
sit in the
3.
evocation chair.
It would have been toward the end, but yeah.
It was towards the end? Okay, good.
But anyway, we got 3 of us now.
Okay. So you each sit in your appropriate chair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or so we think.
In theory.
When you do this, the starfield transforms into a glowing door.
Oh, okay. So it's not the double doors, it's a different door. All right. Do we want to go through that or do we want to check out the double doors before we go through that?
I'm up for checking the double door. I don't want to skip anything.
What happens if we get up?
You
You're going
stand
to have
up.
to get through the door.
Nothing happens if you stand up.
Okay. Before we go through, I'm going to go. Do the double doors open?
Double doors are locked.
Oh, we have a key.
But we have a key. Yes, John has a key. Let's see. Or Dild has a key.
I give it to Gray.
Does the key work?
Key fits in the lock.
All right. I turn the lock and open the door.
The door opens. It leads to a balcony that overlooks the city.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Very cool. But there's nothing on the balcony. It's just an empty balcony.
Certainly from first glance.
Okay. All right. Through the green doorway.
I want to do an investigation of the balcony because I don't know why you'd have a lock for something so simple. I'm curious to look around.
Keep everything else out, which I think we should.
Yeah, keep.
I just want
Lock
to
the
look
door
around.
He's looking.
Lock the door before we go through the other door.
I got a 25 on my investigation.
What are you looking for? Or what are you trying to investigate?
Wonderful question. anything. That's a wonderful question. Because if it was locked for us to get out, like it seems like there's something. So I guess I'm looking for anything that might be valuable or odd or out of place or.
To me, I see it just like locking your windows at night.
But it's locking from the inside.
From the inside,
right?
where the key was
Yeah,
at.
No.
well, you're not going to lock it from the outside where you can't get back in. You lock your house from the inside, John.
I understand that, but that you wouldn't need the key on the inside. You'd need the key on the outside.
Well, you're thinking of a modern deadbolt. This is D&D where all doors are just locked by a key.
No, think about like your houses that you used a key to lock it. No matter it was either locked or unlocked, you could lock it or unlock it from either side.
The key would only work on the outside. It wouldn't work on the in. There would be no lock.
On the inside too. If you wanted to lock it,
So did he find it?
you'd have to turn the key in and lock it.
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but
Let's just go with, did he find anything?
You don't find anything of interest by just looking around.
okay.
I do a perception check of like, are we actually like out in the side, or is it like, is the view real? What I'm looking at? That's an 18.
Yeah, I mean, it appears to be real. You don't feel like a breeze because you're underground, but
it's not like some sort of illusion of like looking at the city. You're not actually looking at it. Okay.
I mean, just by looking, it looks legit. Are you guys communicating with each other at all, or?
Yeah.
I'm just scratching my head.
Say we shut the doors and lock it again, so that Rime
Sure.
doesn't.
All right, we go back inside. Shut the door.
So,
Relock.
just to be clear, before you go back inside, did any of you speak to each other out there?
Yeah. Well,
We actually go out there, or did we just stay
I
inside?
went out there and I was
out
looking.
there.
Dylan and I
there
went out
looking
there
around.
and looked. I don't know if I said it. Like, I was just looking for something, and did we speak, Dill, or not? I don't think
I was
did.
probably if I was
didn't-
talking, I was talking to myself. Like, what is? I don't understand why. I don't think I would have been speaking to you, but I might have been talking to myself.
Well, you either did or you didn't.
I mean, if I had said anything, it would have been like I would have looked around and been like, just looks like a balcony, and went back inside or something. Like it would have been something like that. But sure, I said something.
Great.
Just to move us along.
When you speak, it is booming loud.
Okay. Oh,
Like-
so it's a place to like talk to the whole city. Okay.
Yes, it is clearly a magically enhanced sound used to address the city as a whole.
Okay.
But it also draws attention of anything that's in the area because it is like a thunderclap coming from this.
Okay. Run back inside and lock the door. And then through the green door.
So you go back inside, lock the door, and turn around, and the star field is back. The door is gone.
All right. Back in our chairs.
As you're sitting in the chairs, you hear something pounding at the door,
Oh, geez.
Door? The balcony door.
balcony door. Yeah.
Does the green door come back open?
The green door does come back open.
Through the green door.
I think it's behind the green door.
Through the green door.
Okay, you are transported to another room. A large chamber has lain undisturbed for centuries. On the upper level, all around you are tables covered with wizardly paraphernalia. A soft groaning sound emanates from a shadowy door-sized rectangle along the curved northern wall. Staircases to the east and west descend to the lower part of the room, where a sunken library is situated in a 20-foot wide, 10-foot deep circular pit. A ladder running along the circular track inside this hole allows easy access to many books and scrolls on its shelves.
Oh, I want to investigate.
Perched on the edge of the pit are 3 aberrant creatures, each one staring at you with a singular hideous eye. Floating above the middle of the pit is a human skull with wispy arcane symbols forming above it.
Have we ever seen these eye things before?
Yes, they are Nothics. You have fought them before.
Okay. What do you guys want to do?
We're moving into the room here. So there's we come into an open space, but there's stairways going down to a more open space. And then you said we heard growling from something from a dark space. Where was that at relative to where we came in?
1 second,
Sorry. Just trying to orient in my mind what the room looks like here. How it's laid out.
Okay. Sorry, I was reading up on something I should have read up before. So basically, it is like a lower. There's an upper level and a lower level to this area.
Okay.
The lower level has a staircase on either side leading up to this upper level that is on the northern part of the room.
Okay.
In the middle of this lower area, there is a 20-foot wide, 10-foot deep circular pit. There's a ladder running along the circular track inside this hole, allowing access to the books. On the upper level, there's a soft groaning sound emerging from a shadowy door-sized rectangle along the curved northern wall.
So on the wall, we came in the north side?
You just kind of appeared in the middle of this room.
Okay. So there's an opening in the center of the room that goes down to a lower level, and then there's a pit in that lower level.
You are in the upper level, but
Right.
You're just kind of in the middle of the upper level.
Right. I'm just is there a round opening in the center of the room that goes down to the lower level that we can see down there? Because you said we could see a pit down there.
Yeah, it's just like a railing on the upper
Okay.
level.
And is the room we're on, is it square or round?
The room is mostly square. The upper level has a kind of semicircular shape to it. So
Okay.
the bottom half of the room is a perfect square. The upper level is kind of like a domed inlet.
Okay. And the north side of the room, there's a dark area that there's growling coming from. And then where were the eyeballs at?
They are perched on the edge of the pit.
So they're down on the lower level below us.
Yeah, and the skull is in the middle is floating above the middle of the pit.
Okay. And so there's something growling on our level, then there's 3 eyeballs and a skull down below.
And I need you to do a couple of things for me before we make any decisions.
Okay.
We need to roll initiative.
Mm-hmm.
However, we are not starting combat.
Okay. Uh, 19.
Gray, that was 19?
Yep.
Build?
14.
Tickles,
16.
Doc,
8.
God damn it!
Berlin 2.
She literally rolled a nat 1.
There it is.
Unreal.
Although,
Has she ever rolled above like a 5 for initiative?
arguably better than having your NPC rolling 20 every time and going
Yeah.
first, having
I mean,
to
it is.
decide a whole combat scenario.
It's better than having her go first, yes. But
Right.
it's funny that it's always like a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
Statistically, that's not possible.
You are rolling a d20, right?
Yes, I am. The same one I'm rolling for the other guys. So
He's rolling a
maybe-
D4 for Berlin's initiative.
Yeah. All right, isn't that what you're supposed to do for NPCs? Okay. And then I also need everyone to roll an insight check on the skull.
Inside
The
check.
skull. That's another 19.
11.
27.
Good, thank God, because I got a 10.
Okay, Gray and Doc, you realize that this skull is clearly watching you to see how you are reacting to your surroundings.
All right, so I'm like, I belong here. You know what I'm saying?
You say you belong here? You
Yeah.
You rolled too poorly to realize this.
Yeah, you don't say anything.
I could try.
So, did we know what it is we've come here looking for? I forget.
There we go.
Something to beat the Frostmaiden, but we
Yeah,
Uh,
something like that.
know what.
You are also looking for the staff to use in the.
If we wanted to fix the crack in the obelisk.
Oh yeah. What was that staff called? That was what, 2 or 3 sessions ago?
Yeah, look under episode 45.
Oh no, those are the bad guy. Staff of power to activate obelisk. Staff of power. We're looking for a staff of power to activate the obelisk in a way to defeat the Frostmaiden. Okay. Staff of power to obelisk and way to defeat Frostmaiden. Okay. But we don't know what we need for her. All right. So seeing that the skull is kind of watching us, I'm going to kind of like step forward slightly and be like, what do I want to say? How do I want to approach this thing? I'm just gonna be like, hello, sorry to disturb you. We come looking for a way to help repair the obelisk and repair the city. Can you help us? And so that's what I'm gonna say.
Okay. Could you all make a group deception check?
Was I being deceptive? What we were doing? I mean, that was one of our goals.
I got a 17.
I got a 10.
A 9.
16.
Those are wide eyebrows he's got going there.
Me?
Yeah. You look flabbergasted.
No. Um,
He does look kind of confused at the moment. Like he doesn't know what to do with us. He's like, how do I kill them? In this instance.
no, I just. Okay, that's what I thought. I was just double checking the ruling on the group. All right, so can you go through your rolls again, Gray?
What did I roll? 16.
Bill,
17.
Tickles,
10.
Doc.
9.
Okay.
It's not great.
You get a sense that it believes that you're here to help.
Sweet.
Does it react or speak back to us or do anything?
At the moment, it doesn't do anything.
Is this the skull that we're talking to?
I've talked to the skull because my perception check or my insight when I walked in was that the skull was watching us to see how we reacted in this space.
So the skull goes just like
And
that.
so I said what I said, and then
It doesn't like communicate with you in any way, but it also
it's
doesn't.
not communicating with us. So
It
as I
doesn't.
look around, I was like, can you potentially help us find what we're looking for, or are we on our own? It's basically just trying to understand. Yeah. As I do this, I'm also going to look over to where the dark area is. Is it the growling getting louder? Has something moved there? Do I see anything there?
The growling is behind you.
Oh, okay. So I can't it's not like off to the side. I'd have to turn around.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to turn away from the skull yet, but
Well, I'm not just going to stand in front of the door either. I'm just going to stick a step
is
down.
the doorway that we walked through closed behind us?
I thought we just sort of appeared.
Right.
Yes. There's no. When you walk through, there's no doorway.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So I'm gonna move over to the rail and kind of make a show of looking around at the room and this place is amazing, and just kind of make a show of looking around, and then as doing that, look back at the darkness and see if that thing is still there or if there's something moving or whatever. Just kind of making a show of making a grand tour of taking in the room of how cool this place is.
I love what you've done with the place.
Yeah.
Hey, so if he acknowledged it and it didn't say anything, but nobody's attacking us, can we start walking down the? We'll start walking down the stairs.
Not yet.
Okay, so a couple of things.
Monsters down the stairs.
Take these one at a time. There is a bunch of rubbish, and like I said, there's magic paraphernalia on the ground and on tables in this upper area.
Okay.
When you turn around to look what this noise is, you don't see anything per se, but you also don't see nothing. You see something. It's kind of like a shimmering, shadowy area of the north wall.
Is this a shimmering, shadowy thing?
It is. You don't see anything. It's just that this area of the wall seems slightly different.
So is that something we've seen before, when we got attacked by the blades, or is it different than that?
No, you've never seen anything like this before.
Okay.
And this is the wall behind us, right?
Behind where if you're looking at the skull, it would be behind us, yes.
Okay.
Do I see anything on the tables? You said that it looks kind of like rubbish and stuff. Anything useful or interesting that draws my attention as I look at the tables?
Yeah, make a perception check.
I would like to do that too.
Why not? Let's all do it.
Damn it. Every perception check is so shitty.
I have 20. Dirty 20.
Okay, well, yeah, mine was an 8.
I got an 18.
Okay. You all notice a few things. Without picking anything up, your eye is drawn to a few different things. 4 vials of some unknown silver liquid, an intricate crystal rod, a powerful-looking staff, a hefty spell book titled The Incantations of Eriolathus, and a scroll.
Crystal rod, staff, a
Spellbook.
spell book called what?
The Incantations of Eriolathus.
The incantation
What I wouldn't do for a magical great giant sword.
of Eriolathus.
Great
And
accent.
a scroll. So I'm gonna like. Are these all on the same table or on different tables?
Yeah, they're kind of scattered amongst the tables and the floor.
So the what is the closest table that has one of these items on, whatever item that is, I'm going to start moving toward while I'm keeping an eye on the skull.
Well, pick an item.
Staff.
Staff.
Sorry, did I say that too fast? Was I too excited?
Bottles of silver stuff.
I start walking toward the table with the staff because we know the staff is something that
we're looking for a staff, so that seems like the logical.
Okay. He is definitely watching you intently.
As I approach it, I'm going to say, is this... I'm just going to, like... We were told that there was a staff of power that would help activate the obelisk and save the city. Is this it? Like, I'm not necessarily touching it. I'm just gesturing toward it. Is this what we're looking for? I mean, the skull may never speak. I don't know. I'm just trying to, like... I'm trying to avoid a fight. I don't know if it's going to work.
Okay. So he, again, doesn't have a way to communicate with you, but is definitely, like, staring a hole through you as you are walking.
So I'm going to walk by the table that has the staff of power on it, or the staff on it, and walk to, like, the table with
The
like
rod.
the crystal rod, just
There you
to
go.
walk something out. Like I'm looking around at all the items, and I'm not necessarily trying to take something. I'm just looking at stuff. So what do I see as I approach the crystal rod? What is it? Can I tell anything about it?
It looks very, very expensive.
What does he do when he looks at? I'll be like, I can tell you're like you.
Is he following our?
Yeah, is he still watching
is
me?
he still
or
watching
the
Gray, or?
others, or what is he doing here?
When you start to walk away from the staff, it definitely he seems to be like kind of focused on the group again instead of just you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as I approach the crystal rod, and I reach out like I might touch it, I don't touch it, but I reach out toward it. Does he like snap back to me and like watching?
Nope.
Interesting.
I walk
gonna
over to
cast.
the I walk over to the spell book and see if he watches me.
He sure does.
Okay, I walk over to the rod.
Vials.
There's a scroll, right? I walk over to the scroll.
Nope.
Um,
The vials.
Nope.
okay, so the spell book and the staff appear to draw more interest than the crystal rod. I touched the crystal rod.
Cool. You pick
I
it
don't
up?
pick it up. I just touch it and like kind of look at it, and then
Yeah, it is bejeweled and gilded and clearly worth a pretty penny, but
Okay.
doesn't seem like
Can
magical
anybody
in any
do
way necessarily.
Can anybody do a investigation on anything?
yeah.
to
Can I?
get more information on it?
I don't think I have any way to detect magic on it, but
I mean, I can
Yeah,
if you give
can
me
I
all the time.
investigate the rod and just see if there's anything special about it other than just being really expensive?
I could
Sure.
pick up Bill and put him on the table.
Give me a minute, and I can identify it.
Chaos is saying just Google it.
Just Google it. I pull out my phone and I Google. I'm like, what
Purpose
is
is lousy down here.
Got terrible reception in this place.
Yeah, this
All right,
alternate.
I turn
dimension.
back and start walking back toward the table with the staff of power, or with the staff on it.
Okay, his eyes train on you again.
So if I'm at the table with the staff and Dill is at the table with the book, is he looking back and forth?
He's
between
cross-eyed.
the two
He's cross-eyed. He's just like,
of us? What does he appear more intent on one of us than the other?
From each of your perspectives, he is staring at you.
Okay.
How many tables are there?
a
There's a
few,
couple
and
tables.
objects are scattered between the
There's
tables
stuff
and the
scattered
floor.
around.
I was just saying, why don't we all stand next to a friggin' table and all touch?
We
it?
know the two things he's interested.
We know the two things. We've figured out the two things that he said. As I look down around the lower level, what I can see, like if I walk back over to the rail and I look down at the lower level, is there stuff? You said there were bookshelves. Were those just on the upper level, or were they on the lower level around the pit as well?
The bookshelves are on the lower level in the pit.
Okay.
So
Is there
he's
any like
currently-
tables or anything scattered around there? Or is it just the bookshelves and then the things that we see, the skull and the eyeballs?
Yeah.
Okay. I glance. Has the shadow moved at all?
Does not appear to have yet. No.
Okay.
Can I walk to the vial of 4 vials of silvery liquid?
Sure.
And does he do anything?
Does not appear to.
Can I put my hand out and reach for the vials of shimmering liquid?
Sure.
Can I pick up the vials of shimmering liquid?
Sure.
Can I take the shimmering liquid?
Don't drink anything. Don't be. You're not a guinea pig.
No, I was just gonna just take them as my own.
Yep.
Does he? I step away from the table.
Okay. Do you look at the vials at all any closer, or you just take them and put them in your pack?
Well, first I want to know if I step away from the table, does he do anything?
Does not appear to. No.
Okay, I want to look at the vials. Can I read? Is there anything on the vials?
There's nothing written on the vials, but they are like a thick, kind of almost viscous looking silver liquid. And make a history check for me to see if you know what this is.
That's a 14.
Sure. It is quicksilver, aka mercury. It's a rare metallic liquid, often used in for wizard spells.
I'm gonna
take it.
Okay. It is added to your inventory. 4 vials of quicksilver.
I pick up the crystal rod and look at it.
It's weighty and, like I said, bejeweled, and you recognize it as something very, very valuable.
Do I If I do a history or anything, do I recognize? Does it look like anything I would recognize what it's meant for, what its purpose
No.
was, or is it just decorative?
It seems just decorative.
Okay, I stuff it in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Can I check the
Back over there.
scroll? Hold on, I'm gonna go to the scroll. Is it one scroll you said?
There's one scroll, yes.
Can I pick that up and look at it?
Sure. It is a scroll of Tarask summoning.
Wait, of what?
It's a scroll of Tarask summoning.
What is a Tarask?
It's like the big
Just read the
monster.
scroll.
It's Godzilla. It's D&D's equivalent of Godzilla.
It is a
Sweet.
big, nasty creature.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna say Godzilla.
You into magic, I think, or only
When you read what it is, Professor Scant says, "Oh, the Tarask. Well, that's one of my areas of expertise."
Why is that?
Well, it's just something I've studied a lot. So if you want to know anything,
I mean, I'm assuming this is just like summoning chaos. Am I correct?
yup. Unlike a lot of other summoning spells, you don't control. Nobody controls a Tarask, so it's kind of like just hope that it targets your enemies first.
Am I allowed to pick where it appears?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like most summoning scrolls, you can pick a space in.
it's going to need to be a big one.
Much like with the comet.
Comet
Yeah.
and the Tarask.
So now we know how we're going to defeat the Frostmaiden. We're going to throw a comet and the trash at her and run.
We've got to be outside, and she's got to be far away.
She's got to be far away.
Somebody's got to be the sacrificial lamb and just stand out in the open somewhere.
It's a gargantuan monstrosity.
Yeah, it's literally
That's
like
what she
their
said.
version- It's their version of Godzilla.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
Somebody
Uh,
a kaiju.
It has a plus 19 to hit.
Jesus.
Immune
It
magic.
makes 5 attacks on its turn.
Wow.
It also takes legendary actions. It's like a pretty nasty son of a gun. So
Yeah. So it sounds.
Yeah, it's
All right. I'll put that in my, I don't know.
25 AC and about 700 hit points.
Jeez. And does it last? How long does it last?
It's a creature summoning. It
just lasts until it dies.
yeah.
Or
Yeah,
or
remember, like-
decides to just take a nap?
it lasts until you kill it, which you don't ever do.
No.
So, like if we were all level 20, we might fight the trash.
All right. I think we're down to the book and the staff.
Like who would actually be able to use the staff of power effectively if they probably have to like attune to it, but like if you didn't have to attune to it, who would actually be useful at doing that?
Did we find out what the shaft was? The crystal shaft?
The
It
rod.
just was a decorative, very valuable.
Oh, I thought there was more to that. Okay.
I picked it up and tried to investigate it, and he just said it was fancy. So I stuffed it in the bag of holding. Because we have so many places to sell stuff like that. But maybe someday. All right. So I guess just like
Can't Dill use a staff?
I mean,
Dill
I
was
would
probably
imagine.
better with the spell book. Maybe Doc could pick up the staff. The staff might.
do you think we should grab both at the same time?
I would say,
Or
yeah.
is
Let's
it
just
one at a time?
How do we
reach
get
out
out
and-
of here?
Well,
See
don't we go to that?
The exit's gone.
the exit's
that-
gone.
I thought on the opposite side of the skull there was something unusual, a shimmering.
No, that's behind us. It's
Behind
on our,
us.
The
That's how
shimmering
we came
thing
in.
is on our
Yeah,
level.
so you are in between the shimmering wall and the skull.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe we just run for the shimmering wall. I don't know what it is, but
Hey,
It was
before
growling.
before we do this and maybe commit suicide, should we look around the room? There's a whole bunch of
Yeah,
books there and everything.
Well, we already kind of these were the only things we found of interest on this level, but I mean, I feel like we're gonna have to fight this stuff no matter what. I don't know how we like get what we need without. So if I like walk to the stairs
Mm-hmm.
and start down, what does the skull do? What do the eyeballs do?
As well, the Nothic creatures, they're just kind of perched on the edge of this pit. The skull, as you walk down the stairs, kind of backs up a little bit from the top of this pit, as if to say, as to like give you passage down this ladder if you want to look at the books and stuff.
Okay. So I'm probably not the best person to do this, but I go down to the lower level and kind of just walk around looking at the books. Do I see anything that catches my eye? You want me to roll investigation, perception? What do you want to roll here?
Yeah, you find one thing that is of specific interest that really catches your eye. It's a bundle of parchment, which appear to have maps, schematics, and information about Yithrin. But there's a lot of it. So you would
Bundle
have
of
to.
parchment that have maps about the city we're in?
Yes.
Man, we could have used that before, no?
Yeah.
But there seems to be valuable information in this packet that you could use, but it is dense, so you would have to spend a significant amount of time going through these parchments to figure out.
If we survive and clear out this room, it would be worth like digging through this. Is it like, could I pick it up? Like, if I pick up and start flipping through some of it, what does the skull do?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Can I take it?
You can take it out of the pit.
What?
Said you can take it out of the pit.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to take it out of the pit and like walk up and go to the table where the staff is and make a show of like looking through this stuff next to the staff.
Okay. So for every 20 to 30 minutes you spend looking through this, I will give you a piece of information.
Okay, well, we're not gonna go that long before we make a move on this thing. It's more at this stage, like I do want to look through this stuff eventually, but at this point I'm gonna be like, so this is what we need, right? And like pointing at the staff. I'm gonna like talk to the skull, like, so can we take this with your permission, or is it not allowed to leave? Because this is what is described to us that we need to fix the obelisk. Do I get any reaction from the skull?
Make an insight check.
Oh, shit. 10.
Okay. Well,
that dice is banned for
he still doesn't really have like a way of communicating with you, but his eyes are definitely like,
don't touch it,
boring a hole through your, like, there's a sense of unfriendliness that you didn't feel before from his look.
Okay. Well, I think we're just like doing this.
All right, let's roll initiative.
We already did.
Oh.
I don't know that we gotta like, I don't know how we take it without like starting a fight here. I look over at the shadow thing, and it hasn't moved. It's just something I don't understand.
Yeah.
Right.
While they're next to the table and next to the staff and the book, I'm going to go to the shadowy thing.
And do what?
Just see if I mean, just sort of, inspect it. See if I can. See
Okay.
what it is. So that they're still right next to it and can grab it if I decide that this is the exit, basically.
I don't think it's an exit. I think it's a creature.
Yeah, I believe you're probably right, but
Oh, well, you guys,
Did you find out any? Did he find out anything when he investigated the shadow?
It does not appear to be anything like that you recognize or that you can ascertain.
Well, do I reach for the staff or do I just attack them?
Well, at least reach for the snap then.
yeah, he may, let us have it.
All right,
even
I'm
though-
gonna like.
Am I supposed to
I'm
grab
gonna
the book?
ask him. I'm just gonna reach out. Like, may I look at this? And like,
Am I
I'm gonna
supposed
pick it
to?
up.
Am I supposed to do the book at the same time?
If you see me reach for the staff, you might as well reach for the book. Or like,
Okay,
can we look at
that's-
these two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the skull if we can look at these two items, even though he's looking at me angry, and then I'm gonna reach for the staff and pick it up.
Okay. When you do that, Doc, the shiny area of the wall that you are investigating moves over you, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Sorry, Doc.
14.
Okay, you are pulled into an extra dimensional space inside this moving wall. It is an unfinished stone chamber, 30 feet in every dimension. And the skull floats up higher in the room, and you will start combat next week when we continue.
Okay.
Dang it. I tried to figure out a way to talk us out around it, but I don't know how we get to what we needed without fighting.
So I'm in like a separate 30 by 30 foot chamber
Yes.
somewhere else.
Yep.
Can't see them or anything. Okay.
Correct. You have disappeared from this room as far as the rest of the group can tell.
Oh,
As far as I can tell too. I mean, I can't see anything outside
Yeah,
of that.
you can't see anything. You can see in this room that you are in. Like, it's not dark, but it is just a wall and ceiling and floor on every side that you look at. All right, so at least one more week.
Gee.
We should be back next week, unless
Yeah, it should be good next week.
any unforeseen things happen. Thanks to Chaos and Comics, Magic Lasso. Who else is here? I'm sure Gordon was here earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gordon was here. Thanks, Gordon. Always a pleasure to see you. Christina Payne.
Christine stopped in. The other John stopped in for a little
yeah.
while.
John, Big Daddy.
I think that's it.
I missed that. I missed them.
Well, thank you all for stopping in, even if you just came in to say hi. If you watched, I'm sorry.
We were kind of boring this week.
I had fun, and that's what matters with my channel.
I was trying to figure out a way not to have to fight him, but I didn't do it. I failed. I just stalled.
You created a dramatic cliffhanger.
Yes, I did.
So until next week, stay safe and never turn your back on a shimmering wall because it might suck you into an extra dimensional dimension. Goodbye.